Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back once again with Assetto Corsa Competizione here on the 2S channel. It is the 7th season. It is also the 7th round, and we are here in a soaking wet Spain at the Circuit de Catalunya or Circuit de Barcelona in Catalunya. The other way around. I'm a professional commentator, and I know what I'm talking about. And yeah, as I already said, it is raining, so we have got 29 drivers that are going to swim their way around the circuit today. And we've got, of course, two commentators, myself, Timo, and alongside me, John, as always. Hello.
Hi. Yep. Practice session was nice and dry, so people got their arms out, did some nice fast laps, and then qualifying started up, and it was soaking wet. Nice rain coming down, so I don't think these drivers were expecting that. So it's really going to shake things up. We're going to see who ends up on top. Should be exciting.
Absolutely. I remember loading into the practice session, and I saw that the not forecast thingy, but the weather status thingy was a cloud with the lightning, and I thought, man, that would really be bad. But I think that's just a bug. So I load in, and it's kind of dark. I'm like, oh God, no, it's raining. Oh no, it's dry. It's fine. We're good. Everything is fine. No one has to suffer through the rain. And then, quali hit. So, yeah, now we are in this mess. But, I mean, we don't know if it's a mess yet. I'm just assuming. We could decide our champion today already. But if we did so, then George would be our champion, because he's the only one who could close it out today with a 32-point lead out of Chris Witkowski, meaning that if he outscores Chris by 18 points, then he'd at least force a tiebreaker, as in, they would have the same amount of wins probably, like that would decide. They would get on even points is what I'm trying to say. So that is the number we have to keep an eye out for, but if things go as expected, we should get our decision next week at the Nürburgring. Unless Chris, of course, has an off. Last week was very tragic. George did not attend the race. He couldn't make it. But Chris predicted that he was going to win both races. He did not. In fact, he scored 0 points and drove... he drove more than 0 laps, but he didn't finish a race because of his internet giving in. I guess that's the best way of saying it. So yeah, that's exciting. And one thing that I also want to mention, right? This is going to be complicated for the rest of the broadcast, right? So we have got Dennis Janssen, right? That is the guy who's called Jensen89 on Discord, and I'm gonna call him Jensen for the rest of the day, even though it says Janssen. And then we have... Where is he? Then we have Romse Jensen in the 100 car, and he's Jensen, okay? Because he's Danish. Those are two different drivers. I will proceed as normal. Get used to it.
I really love that fact.
Oh no. This will be terrible. But whatever, yeah. Right, it's Jensen's debut. For those of you who don't know him, he's more of an F1 guy, but he has got his Fanatec direct drive now, the cheap direct drive, but now he's making the jump into ACC with some new motivation, and right now he's somehow in P4. Maybe the rain suits him.
Yeah, so overall, so far during qualifying, we have about 3.5 minutes left. We have George Brabner topping the charts with Chris Witkowski 0.05 of a second behind him. Actually, Sam Chumlee now, 1/100th behind him, or about 2. Chris Witkowski, P3. We have Ruben van der Hudding coming up right behind him. Salminen, then Jensen.
Let's go.
And then when we go down, silver class leader right now is actually Jajura, which is pretty cool. And right behind him, we have Christian Stricker, Smelt, Kessel, Betch, Noppen. So Jajura, surprisingly, at top of silver class. that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool. To
he's
see.
had a little bit. He has had a little bit of a rough streak. I think ending more than one race, like at least a lap down from the other, or like from the lead of silver class, and it is really, really nice to see that he's apparently able to hold his own very well in these rainy conditions. But you said off broadcast, you already told me that he was looking in good shape in the dry off practice as well, so I think he probably just has the pace, and it's always very nice to see if a driver who's struggling for many races does not give up and then it just improves. I mean, we all gotta start somewhere, and at some point, you know, the improvements are just gonna kick in, and that's probably what's happening here. Chris Witkowski topping the timing boards now. George Brabner is gonna try and come back at him, but he does not. So 2 minutes to go, 2 laps for George to reclaim provisional pole.
Yeah, these last minute and a half, 2 minutes are very vital for anybody. It's really all or nothing. You push as hard as you can. If you spin out, then, you know, it doesn't matter at that point. But if you can nail a really fast lap, then it can mean being in the middle of the grid to being at the front of the grid.
Yeah, and honestly, these honestly, the fact that these drivers are able to find some time is impressive to me. It's probably something to do with tires getting up to temps and getting more grip and stuff. But past that, if you look at the top right and at the weather forecast, it does say that the rain is gonna get heavier throughout well, the next 30 minutes, and that means that the lap times should get worse and worse, but still, we have both Trigon Racing cars up on their times. Chris is currently up a 10th, and Ruben is scratching 4/10 of an improvement, so they could lock out the front row if the others don't have a response to it. George Brabner currently down 2/10 halfway on his lap.
And he's just rounding the last sector right now, so we'll see soon enough whether or not he improves in this lap, and if he doesn't, he's got one more lap to go.
This might be a bang out of Ruben. I think he's up 5/10 if the broadcasting client isn't lying to me. Not a perfect run out of the final corner. Crosses the line. He takes provisional pole with a really, really big improvement, but his teammate is looking to take that from him. And
Wow,
Chris Witkowski, the pole is on provisional pole. What? Anyways. So George is literally embarking on his final swim, or final run, out on a track. Sam Chumley down a 10th will probably not find the improvement as the clock is at 0, and some drivers are already done with their session. Smelt has in the meantime managed to put himself right at the top of silver class. He does not manage another lap, so he is the hunted now. But many silver class drivers already abandoned their laps. Who's still going? So George is coming through turn 4 at this point in time. Let's,
And this is a really cool track because it's honestly got a little bit of everything. It's got some slow corners, it's got some medium speed corners, and it's got some high speed corners. It's got a very long opening straight. It's got kind of a mini straight in the back. It's got chicanes. It's got a little bit of everything, which I think is why, you know, Formula One in real life uses it as a preseason testing track. But it's a very very cool kind of like if you went to a buffet for tracks and took a little bit of everything, you know, have it all on your plate. George Brabner is gonna end up in P3.
Yep, unless Higgins manages to improve, but it does not look like it right now as he hits, he heads into the final corner complex as Marvin Betch just bunny hops over that sausage cup in his beautiful Aston Martin. And Higgins does not find the improvement, which I think basically ends our qualifying session. Betch not finding any time. Yeah, that's it. And we see the chat. Ioannidis saying some naughty words. And Jensen, or Janssen, pick one, says he's happy with the wet. I guess he can drive off of, muscle memory a little bit more, which is, I don't know, interesting. Oh my god, I can't take this anymore. Too many Jensens. I will just alternate.
looks like a front row lockout for Trigon Racing, which is going to be really good for them, although it's a very long straight up ahead, and they're going to have two highly motivated racers right behind them, Brabner and Chumley. If you watched yesterday's race in real life Formula One, you can see where I'm going with this. If you have a very long straight and you're in the second row, you can definitely utilize that toe, and it's going to be quite a hairy turn one.
Grid walk time. We have got the front row lockout, as you say, and that is exactly what they needed to do. They need to keep the championship hopes of Chris alive by 1-2ing this and making sure to lock out George out of the top two. Then George Brabner, he's gonna hunt right behind them. He is our championship leader. Sam Chumley puts it in P4 ahead of Gareth Higgins in the blue Mercedes. Then Viktor Czerwinski finds a really good qualifying session in the wet in his number 57 Ferrari in P6. Janne Salmon, a little bit below expectations, maybe didn't really find the line in the rain. P7 ahead of Dennis Janssen. Then Antoine Olivet in P9. We have Olli Stricker in 10th, then silver class lead is Jasper Smelt in his Lexus ahead of Nico Veldman, then Romse Jensen ahead of a surprise performer Hubert Jejura. Chris Stricker only in P15 ahead of P3 in silver class Ryan Noppen, then Bas Kessel, the stunningly beautiful Marvin Betch and his ugly car. What? Mikael Osterholm is P19, then Karol Chmielewski. Jurien Visser apparently qualified because he's in P21, but didn't qualify well, so I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Out of Kennedy Chikeka, our resident Nigerian prince, then Andrew Moulton in 23rd, out of Ben Luce in the green Pick Your Car brand car.
Yep.
Jack Bedell, he's got a little bit of a new livery going on there in the
That
number
is pretty
18
nice.
Lambo. Ahead of Federico Varagnola finally returning. And then I think from Cyprus, if I'm good with flags, is George Ioannidis. And he rounds out the grid.
Yeah, and Bedell's livery is pretty interesting. You see Kaspersky sponsored on his livery, which is also a Ferrari livery. Ferrari sponsor in real life, so it's interesting to see that on a Lambo, but still a cool livery.
Absolutely, I think it's like one preset that always mixes two completely freakish colors, and I absolutely love it. But I think he picked a different one than normally this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love seeing one-off liveries too, just to put just a little bit more effort on a track or a round that you enjoy maybe, or that holds a little bit more significance to you. It's pretty cool.
Yep. That's always what I would do in the Audi and the Mercedes, because they've got some really, really nice one-off liveries from the Intercontinental GT thingy for South Africa. It was basically the South African flag on the car, so I would always run that in Kyalami as a one-off because it just looks stunning, but it doesn't fit anywhere else. So he's looking forward to those. But we are not in South Africa. We are in Spain. Normally a warm country as well, but 22 Celsius, the track and the waters are rising, quite literally.
Rainy, yeah. Qualifying was rainy. The race is rainy. It's gonna be an interesting race.
To Mr. Krushwa in chat, I know he's asked this quite a while back, but unfortunately we were not able to locate Danish driver René Bohn. He is not here. It's like it's like at a party. The guy who lives closest always comes always comes the latest. The guy in Spain didn't make the trip, So, so anyways, this should be interesting. I wonder how the strategy will change in the rain. Unfortunately, I'm not really able to give a good outlook on it, as I have not raced since the tire model update like half a year ago, and that has shaken up strategy quite a lot. And in the rain, it's going to be an entirely different beast. So, we'll just rely on whatever those drivers do and see how it plays out for them. Barcelona is a track where it's hard to overtake on, especially with the rain. But it is possible nonetheless with that long straight. Still can get stuck though.
Definitely. And we see them coming around the last few turns. We have this final, I don't know, I kind of see this thing as just a massive chicane.
Yeah. I think the term pain in the ass, yeah, fits it better, but I don't know. I think that's not nice to say every single time. So we're just going to go with chicane for practicality reasons. And now we are running the final corner with our 2 Trigon Racing Ferraris lined up alongside, locking out the front row. It is going to be Chris Witkowski, and he already has a car length on his teammate, but that is dangerous because Ruben could just fall prey to George Brabner in the background. We go green for the second to last time in this season, and it looks like a decent enough start from Ruben. He might be able to cover off this offense from George as George puts half of his car off the track. He picks up some major slipstream, tries to go into the pit exit, but does not find the space there. Now Chris going a little bit towards the outside. Does everyone make the turn 1? They do. A little bit of contact between the Trigon cars, and there goes Sam Chumley, and he pushes George Brabner onto the gravel a little bit, but spins out himself. So disaster for Sam. The top 3 are through unscathed though, and Sam is last. Oh, big crash at the back. I'm gonna have a look at the replay in just a second. Who is that in? Oh no, we lost everyone. I don't know who we lost, honestly. So let's have a look further down the order. That is, I think Salmonen was in that, and some people behind didn't lift.
And I think reserve driver Jensen also got caught up in some of the chaos.
I was in DMs with him. I told him, midfield sometimes a bit sketchy. You got the race sense to avoid them. Well, I guess it didn't help. Yeah. Still out, and that is that a move happening from Badge? Oh yeah, he runs side by side with Andrew Moulton's car. That is now an Aston Martin and not a Lambo. He's just carried his livery over. It's now the Ukrainian Aston Martin that lunges to the inside, completely missing the braking zone of turn 10. Oh my god. But up front, I think everything is sort of settling in. The 2 Trigon Ferraris getting away with a solid gap. Then George, who just about got away with that, would have been an absolute disaster had he not held on to this car. Chervinsky running 4th, taking the place of his spun teammate, then Salmonen and Higgins.
Yeah, at the front of the grid, I think, turn 1 and lap 1 nonsense is over with. Now they're just trying to settle in and, settle in for the long run for this 1-hour race that they have ahead of them. They have to change their mindset from, make sure that the person left and right of me isn't going to crash me out, to, all right, I got to nail my apexes, nail my braking zones, all this stuff. Just stay consistent.
Oh, the move is on from Jasper Smelt around the outside of turn 3 with Ramse Jensen. He already had his nose fully alongside, but then goes a little bit wide, and that could just reopen the door to the Audi as Ramse holds the inside. Smelt goes a little bit deep into Repsol corner, I think it is called, and does not end up holding the position. So P8 stays with Jensen. Oh god. The source of oh no! Oh, yeah. Well, it's going tough for Jensen as well, as he just completely spins out there at the bottom of the hill in turn 7, and now he has to wait until everyone goes through. So yeah, that did not go to plan. And what happened to Jensen? Oh, he's last now. Oh no, he's lost it. That is indeed sad, but at least that way he gets some kilometers under his belt. I mean, he didn't come here for performance. He just came here to, have the experience of being a rookie all over again. And then the rain obviously didn't make him any.
Oh yeah.
It didn't do him any
favors.
favors.
It's like Osterholm. Osterholm went into the pits. He's leaving the pits right now.
Jejura and Smelt, I think, is that they both overshoot the last chicane. Potentially both picked up a warning for that, but they are pushing each other, and Jejura has taken lead in silver class without me noticing.
Ollie Stricker getting a little bit of snap oversteer on the exit of the final turn. I'm sure that was a little scary for him.
Yeah, you always have to be right on your feet in these cars in the rain. They are built like boats, doesn't mean they like the water. Higgins has to defend himself from Oliver, so there are little spats all over the grid, but everyone will just... I mean, the main priority of everyone will just be to slowly settle into this, I think, but silver class is going wild into 5.
And like you said, I think Antoine Olive is going to fancy a look on in the inside of Higgins at some point soon.
Oh no, we've had an incident with Stricker, I believe it is. Let's look at the replay. As we see a move happening up front, that is Bedell and the Ukrainian car. But oh no! So Betch spun in turn 4 and Chris runs right into that. So that is what happened there. That's what the yellows were for. Let's go back to live. I cut you off. What were you saying? You know.
No.
That's fine. And yeah, the silver class train, probably our most heated battle right now.
Definitely. Yeah, Jejura trying to keep Smelt at base. Smelt going in almost side by side, but there they are side by side. Jejura touching a little bit. And he has spun out. Hopefully he doesn't hit anybody.
Amazing rejoin there. That did not go to plan. Let's have a look at that replay as well, as he does not do the in. Let's look at Helicam. So what happens here is he goes deep in one corner, goes deep in the second corner, and then tries to get back onto the racing line, but there is Smelt, and he tags his rear and just doesn't manage to keep the rear of that McLaren at bay in the wet, which I cannot fault him for. Back to the live feed, as we'll see this battle resolve there. That is Bas Kessel, who has now lost the position to Smelt after getting it temporarily, and Jurien Visser, who was also involved in the starting collision.
Kessel is side by side with Visser.
Yeah.
Oh, they touched a little bit and
pushes him wide, and that might just open the door to Ollie. No, Ollie's not close enough. Kessel round the outside, but you can't go. You can't carry enough speed there, so that move is not on, but it might be for Ollie now coming down the hill into 7. No, it's the outside line. You're not getting that one done. Nothing though. It's a domino effect, you know, one attacks the other and then they don't get the move done, they lose time, and then they get attacked from the guy behind, who then fails his move and gets attacked from the guy behind. It's
definitely. There's always a pro and con to being close to two guys battling. You can either be taken out along with
no spin! That is Kessel. He just loses it all on his own and gets T-boned by the 77 of Ryan
Noppen. And Noppen as well. Noppen is out as well.
Yeah, he T-boned him there, and he's running the Kalami livery, by the way. Yeah, that one does not look as good as it did at the race start now after that crash right into the door. And there we see Marvin Betch after his spin, gaining a position on the unfortunate Dutchman. And Chavinsky is desperately holding on to that 4th place. He has been quite frustrated with everything related to league racing lately. He always, keeps saying that he doesn't remember his last good league race. Which means that this is either a story of a brilliant redemption or absolute tragedy.
Verniolo going for a move on Bedell on the inside line. They are side by side going to turn 1. He's ahead of him right now, but let's see if he can keep it.
Oh no, Bedell! Oh, what would happen there? It's time for another replay because I don't know if he got tagged by Stricker. I am not quite sure. we're going back. So as
Oh, he's into the pits.
okay, so that's the end of his race. As you commented on, Varagnola makes the move. Both of them go really deep, and then that compromises Varagnola's run there. They check up a little bit, and I think there is a tap from Chris, so that might just have been his fault. I don't know, but Bedell is the receiving end in that incident. Now back to the live feed, and we see Chris and Varagnola fighting over 17.
And Verniello, you know, I think he has a very nice livery. It's very sleek and metallic. I very much like it.
Yeah, I really like metallic liveries as well. I feel like you can basically take any color, make it metallic, and it looks somewhat nice.
Yeah. So the top of the silver class, currently P8 and P9, which is pretty good.
Yep. Profiting off of that starting incident as well, for sure. Visser has also made his way through the grid at an extraordinary pace, even compared to his normal gains. Just up to P9 already 10 minutes into the race, and is now pressuring Jasper Smelt, and I don't know if that had anything to do with Visser, but Smelt got uncomfortably close to the gravel in the last corner. Also Sam Chumley, who was off after his contact at the race start with George Brabner, has found his way back into the race and is almost already in the top 10 once again, right on the back of Olli Strecker. So Olli's got some heat from behind.
Yeah, the fight for P9, 10, 11 right now are very, very close. Chum Lee sniffing Ollie's butt. Just waiting for a mistake.
Let's go on board a little bit, have a look and at how treacherous those conditions really are. Someone who also probably finds them treacherous is Ioannidis, who is now in the pit lane and gets himself a drive-through on his, I believe, debut. Maybe he raced last week. I'm not
I think he did.
Sure. I know he did in AC, but oh, there's the mistake out of Ollie, the one that Sam was waiting for, but he might not be close enough. He has to pick a side. It is the outside. He sends it really late on the brakes. Can he make that one stick? The tighter line for Ollie is gonna be the shorter line, and still side by side. Sam comes back from off track and is not able to find the position. Ollie gets away with the mistake because Sam wasn't close enough through 9, and that is. He's going to be kicking himself as he tries to maybe forcefully open a door in the final sector. We've seen this one before. That's an action replay this time, though. No Jujura Smelt action. There was enough space on the outside for Chumley to hold on, and now he's going to use that through the final corner. Really good grip there. A little bit of a slide, though. Side by side down the main straight.
And Sam does have a better pace. I think he had a better exit than Stricker. He's got the inside line. He's slightly ahead of him. So I think he's going to benefit more in this. And there he goes. He's in front of him now. Let's see if he can hold it through this section. Yep. And, you know, you can't really... Yeah, for this big, old, long turn, you have to stay behind the person in front of you. There's no way you can try and interact with them. So once you get to that, you've basically taken that position.
Yeah, I mean... I remember in Season 1, when the quality wasn't as outstanding as it is right now. Back when I was young, there were some lunges you could do out of 3, like getting a really tight exit, but that only works if you're like half a second to a second faster on pace. And then you could lunge down the inside in turn 4, no one would ever see it coming. It doesn't work here, and oh. Hello?
Hello?
My headphones died for the fraction of a second, which is very concerning, but they're back, so okay.
And I just wanted to note Ioannidis with the drive-through. I think that's only got to be maybe the second or third drive-through of the season. We haven't been seeing very many of those.
Oh wait, so it's track limits, right? It's not I assumed he sped in the pits, but that's a stop go 30, I think.
Is it?
It sounds very extreme, but I think it is.
Jeez.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I never speed in the pit lane except in Zolder Season 2.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. It is potentially possible that someone took out the the pit board, and in practice I told myself, oh, why would I practice the pit entry? I know where I will just look at the pit board. Yeah, the line wasn't where I thought it would be, and I did not win that race. I could have otherwise. Oh, never mind. That's lapping. I was getting excited. It's Ioannidis getting lapped there. Salmonen and Chervinsky glued together, and up front, we haven't mentioned them in a while, because their race is pretty static. Just Witkowski 2 seconds, then Ruben, well, no wait, Witkowski, then 2 seconds, then it's Ruben, another 2 seconds, and then we've got George. That's a sentence now. Perfect.
Yeah, they're pretty, I think they're pretty comfortable right now. There's really no need to push, as long as they're not getting these massive gaps between each other, like we saw between Max and Lewis. There's really no reason to push.
Are you alright? Have you caught a cold in the rain?
But yeah, until the race, I mean, we still have 45 minutes left in the race, so until the race is starting to come to a close, there's no reason to risk your race to try and overtake and get a position that you might lose the next lap.
And George already into the pit lane, 15 minutes into this race, very early in deep. Little bit of a scrap in the back of the field as well, with Noppen, Varagnolo and Gijura all trying to recover some pieces in silver class. I thought there was something happening there, but they didn't manage an overtake into turn 10. It stays close.
Noppen is still very close to Varagnolo though. And if he gets a good exit here, he could be lined up to overtake him on the straight and into turn 1. Yeah. Oh, Varagnolo touches into the sand, so that'll compromise his speed. But it's looking like Noppen didn't get a very good exit out of the final turn, so he's not going to be able to dive down and try an overtaking maneuver on Varagnolo.
People are Oh, another mistake out of Varagnolo. He doesn't seem like he's comfortable right now at all. And what I was gonna say, we got some chat interaction going. The user webcam -hd.xyz here goes will do what you want, what you say, is spamming emojis. I've never seen you around. You need a Discord invite, dear user.
I will take care of this.
Can
There you go.
My God.
It should be.
I thought they wanted to join the league. That's terrible. I'm really sad now. I can
some explicit liveries.
It's gonna be the. What's going on?
Noppen.
Okay.
Noppen and Varagnolo. Sorry, Noppen and trying again.
Oh, we're getting a move into turn 10.
We'll see. He will have the outside line, so it's gonna. Yeah.
Oh, they're both deep. They're both deep. Varagnolo's a little bit too deep though. Noppen just holds on, and on the rejoin, Mr. X Crystals, aka Federico Varagnolo.
Fetch won a little bit of the cake too, but it seems like he wasn't fast enough.
Okay, so that is a gained position. I mean, that is how it works in the rain. Just lurk some more, and then you watch the other guy go into the gravel. That's basically how it goes. That's that could also refer to a Laguna Seca race, but no, we're talking about what we're driving. And Salmonen has pitted in the meantime. I don't know if you mentioned that.
I did not.
Oh, he's worried I missed it. Okay, so where is Brabner right now?
Brabner is currently P21.
He has found a good patch of clean air for himself. 59 has got some issues. Isn't that Ollie? I'm really good with driver numbers, believe me. No, it's Ioannidis. Okay.
Salmonen coming out of the pits. Wow, only right behind Brabner.
Oh yeah, that is really close. But I think he's gonna have some absolutely cold tires in the wet. I doubt he'll be competitive right out the gates, but he does not look like. I mean, it does not look like he's holding back at all. He's right on the tail of George Brabner, and if he manages to get a ahead of the young Brit. That would be a big service towards Chris in the championship. George needs to make sure he definitely stays out of Salmonen.
Yeah, well, he's got him right behind him, so it's something that he's gonna have definitely actively think about the entire time he's behind him. It's looking like they have very similar pace right now, but come a few laps we'll see where they are. And yeah, this undercut is pretty powerful. It looks like they're gonna do 2 stops today.
I don't think so. No, that's never worth it, because a pit stop takes like 50 seconds.
Oh,
you don't want to do that. I mean, it's 25 seconds at least stopping time, and like 20 extra by going through the pit lane. I don't think we'll be seeing 2 stops. I think it's just a strategical thing that they think this is a way to free themselves of being stuck, and for sure Salmonen, if everything has gone to plan, should be ahead of Chavinsky with this. Unless the overcut is absolutely OP, in which case Jan Salmonen might have outplayed himself.
But that's the roll of the dice. That's the name of the game. You know, you gotta choose what direction you're gonna go and stick with it.
Yep, and the guys at the front, roughly holding the gap, though Ruben did manage to find a few tenths on his own teammate there. And honestly, I believe at this stage, we are probably at the point where it is just a team game at the front for Trigon Racing. I think we're at the point where team orders are just what is gonna be required out of Ruben there, because Chris can still win this. Ruben is sitting in 4th in the championship, a little bit off. So I mean, he could still theoretically win the championship, but I don't think he will. He'd have to. I mean, he'd need absolute disasters for Chris and George. So I think it's just the best to cooperate right now, and we might get a new champion in the 7th season. Right now, Chris is in a good spot, at least doing the best he could hope for here at Barcelona.
Definitely, and the middle of the field, it looks like the gaps are opening up a little bit. We're seeing, 1 second, 4 seconds, 6 seconds, even a 10-second between Kessel and Luce. Wow, really? That's pretty wild.
I didn't even see Luce spin or anything, but he is 3 seconds out of Jejura, and he certainly spun. So, I mean, it's like an endurance race, where it's like an endurance race just all put into 1 hour. Where there will be gaps, and just, the rough, or like most of your race will be decided by how much you lose to stupid mistakes, and then the finer details is just your pace and your battles on track, basically.
Definitely. I think I do remember Luce making contact with somebody and spinning out. Was that Noppen?
I think it was probably just in one of the bigger offs. I do not specifically remember him getting taken out, which doesn't account for much. Okay, I can barely remember what I ate today, so I don't know. Actually, what did I eat? I don't know. Case in point. So back to the race.
Higgins is the tightest gap I see between him and Travinsky, 0.24 seconds. It's still... Oh, well, there goes that.
Huh?
Travinsky's into the pit.
Yes. I did also only see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the ACC timing board being a little bit funny.
It tends to do that sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it doesn't it doesn't like swap positions until you're at a sector line. So, so basically, because the overtake, like it only registered the overtake when Higgins finished sector 4. Sector 1, turn 4. My god.
Mm-hmm.
All of the 4 sectors. Now, where does Chewinski come out? That's the interesting part. We are anticipating Jannis Salminen, and yep, there he comes, and there he is. He has gained that spot. That is up to a net P4 for the Finn on strategy. Well done, but still in a good position is Chewinski running that net 5th place.
Lots of action this race.
Yeah, I mean the rain race is just keep giving us these long fights where where they just stick.
Oh!
What happened?
What was that?
What?
Brabner and Salminen had to evade.
Oh, that is Janssen. That is Janssen. What happened to him?
Ioannidis, I think, had a scrap.
Oh, we're looking at the replay. So that is George Ioannidis, and is it gonna be a dumb rejoin? Okay. But wait, how did they end up where they ended up? Oh! Well, okay. Okay, so it was just Ioannidis spinning, and Janssen not able to get past him on the track. Unfortunate. I mean, it's just still, you know, he's gonna gain some experience. The top, well, the drivers at the front, Brabner and Salminen, though, surely not gonna be too happy.
Definitely not, especially Brabner, because that could have cost him his position over Salminen.
Absolutely, but I mean, you really can't blame any drivers, any of the drivers involved, really, because it is hard to get that car stopped in the rain. It is really hard to see anything, so Janssen really couldn't do much. The car was blocking the entire road, and Ioannidis, you know, who could fault him for losing it in the rain? It's just unfortunate circumstance, and the leaders wrong place, wrong time.
Mm-hmm. See, Betch and Noppen, very, very close together. Betch in his wonderful liveried Aston? Yeah,
Yes,
it
it is. A Moulton is a dirty driver. Is his team name? I expected something like I did it again, Timo, or something like that, but no, he's just.
Oh my god. Speaking of Moulton, he is two behind Betch, so hopefully he doesn't catch up to him.
Actually, hopefully, yeah, catches up to him. His team is called #Keep Fighting Michal. I guess that's Rainoa, his teammate, but why? I think I saw him early on in chat, so I don't know if something happened. I hope it didn't. Maybe he is sick. Let's hope he didn't break anything. Pit stops now coming out of Higgins and Ollie. So vastly different strategy calls over the grid. We saw George, who certainly isn't bad at strategy, coming in after 15 minutes, but we also have the two race leaders still going strong 27 minutes into this.
Yeah, and if these race leaders can, it all depends on who's got the better pace, you know, before or after their pits. If the race leaders can pull away fast enough in order to create that buffer zone for them to have a minimal damage pit stop, then that's perfect for them. But if the early pit stoppers can get a nice closing of the gap, then that's good for them. That's what they're going for.
Going for another replay as Varagnola loses it once more in turn 7 and does fail on the rejoin. That is always so tragic to see, and the goes straight across as Österholm drives past. So Österholm probably aged 5 years in that corner. Varagnola off again. Has he like blown a tire? What's going on there? Oh, he's retired. Well, goodbye. Okay, so Renault just saying that he felt sick today, in which case I would I would go for get well soon. Keep fighting sounds a little bit tragic, so.
Yeah,
I was scared. Okay.
I was choosing my words carefully, I guess. I didn't want to.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
59 this round. Who is that? Oh,
59?
it's Ioannidis. I should remember this. This is the livery of the real life team Garage 59. I should probably remember this.
Jujura, Noppin, and Betch into the pits. Sorry to interrupt, but
oh, Ioannidis. He needs to get out of the way. That's the leaders behind you, my dude. Oh man, that was certainly not well received by the Trigon racing cars. They were flashing him all over the place, but I think in the end it was fine. No, actually, Chris lost Chris lost 8/10 to that.
Jeez.
Ay.
Ah, man, yeah, that's not good.
I mean, it should still be fine, but if this matters in the long run, he is gonna be absolutely pissed. In a championship fight like that, you can't really afford to just lose 8/10, and luckily he's only got his teammate behind himself, or it could be a lot more bitter.
Definitely, and knowing these guys, I'm sure there's gonna be a little Discord banter after the race.
Yeah. Let's call it banter, not verbal harassment. I mean, has Aris made a
YouTube?
Has Aris made a video on how to let people lap you? In which case,
to be a back marker.
Well, first of all, take all of my driving advice. But apart from that, it would be sent if there was one.
As we reach halfway through the race, so we're going to start to see strategy play a little bit more into where people are on the track as people start finishing up their pit stops in the next 10, 15 or so minutes, so that we're going to see a little bit of shaking up. Both race leaders have not pit yet, so that is definitely very different to what George Brabner, Salmonen all did, who are currently P10 and P11.
Yeah, maybe
they are.
Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say they're all required to pit at least once during the race.
Yep. Maybe they just felt like they got a little bit undercut and they weren't comfortable pitting this early on, so they're just basically quadrupling down on their strategy and just stay out as long as they possibly can. There he goes. There goes Chris. He does pull the trigger a lap earlier than his team, and now he just can't make a mistake on the pit entry, or that could cost you any chance at the championship. It looked fine to me.
Definitely.
So, high pressure situation. The pit stop has to be perfect now, and then we'll see where he comes out in relationship to George, who has been on those tires for a full... 18 minutes longer than Chris, and that gap will come into play certainly in the second stage of this race. It is not over yet. I am very excited to see what is going to happen there. In Silver Class, it is also going to come down to what we see after the pit stops. Jasper Smelt in the net lead of this race, probably, but Visser is in the pits right now, and maybe he comes out ahead, and whoever comes out ahead will then be the race leader in silver. Actually, let's have a look at the... I'm going to have a quick look at the championship situation in Silver Class. They've given us some good races, but we rarely mentioned the standings there. And technically Visser could win the championship today, but it's kind of unlikely. Yeah, he would have to outscore Ben Lewis by a lot. So
Witkowski's strategy really paying off. He is already out of the pits. He's already on track. He is almost 50 seconds ahead of George Brabner.
Wait, sorry, what in God's name? That has worked so well. What? My God.
Yeah.
15, yeah, it was the bug. It was the bug. It's
Okay,
fine.
okay,
Not 50. We're talking about 15 though, so that is impressive enough.
Still, yeah.
Wasn't sure which one you said, but it is. Yeah, it's
saw,
the thing not updating.
33,
Yeah. I was shocked for a second as well. I thought surely that can't be right. He must have spun, but he has not. Still, this is so comfortable, the lead right now. And the overcut just being absolutely amazing in the rain. George is probably actually just thrown on strategy. And unless Chris gets this win taken away from him, he should be able to get himself 15 points.
As long as we don't see him sink into the ground and then disappear.
I'm getting the Harry Potter theme ready. No, and if he manages to find a 15-point gap over George Brabner, then that would leave us with a 17-point difference.
But Ruben!
Oh my god, Ruben is ahead of him!
Is in the lead!
Oh, what's gonna happen now? Because Chris just desperately needs those points and both of them will be aware. Now we will finally get the question answered. Who is, who's making the calls at Trigon Racing? Will we see some team orders there? As Jonida spins again, giving us some yellows. The 42 gets caught up. Yeah, that is gonna be very interesting. Just if Chris wins and George finishes third, then he goes into the final round with a fighting chance. If he's only second and George finishes third, that's not nearly good enough. Then he'd have to hope for a disaster for George at the Nürburgring. So he needs this win, and the one guy who can give it to him is his teammate.
Oh my goodness, they're only 0.7 seconds between each other. This is going to be very interesting to see if they try and fight with each other, or if Ruben is going to concede and hold back a bit.
I'm worried for Chris here because I don't think they are in a voice chat together. Ruben never really goes on voice chat with anyone, and Ruben did seem like the faster car, and while he would probably be a deserving winner just for the championship, you have to let him through, but it doesn't look like that's what's gonna happen. Maybe he's gonna run this to the end of the race to be like, see, I could win, and then let him pass or something like that. I don't know, but this is absolutely spicy, and Chris, he needs to put the hammer down now. Best just, make your way past without any team orders. No one can complain on that, and I am sure though that if it was George and Antoine in the same situation, I'm sure that they will cooperate. I think Antoine would let George past. Maybe Trigon Racing not in harmony as much. The 42 and someone else have gone off. That's Jujura and someone else. Let's see if we can catch what happened there. It's Yanidis, not that again. Not the same incident again. Oh, that's not the breaking point! He wipes at someone a lap ahead of him. The FIA is gonna have some funny words with him. Ay. Jonita's not making a brilliant first impression, I would say. I think that's fair to say, but, we all learn and grow. Jujura, though, has had enough and he's in the pit lane.
Is that a race end for Jujura?
It does look like it in his silver class. I'm waiting for the timing boards to update. So, okay. Smelts is in the lead, just about. He's really, really close ahead of his teammate Kessel. So, those two, well, we got a 1-2 in both classes right now, actually.
Yeah, it's quite a shame to see Jujura retiring from this race because he was very strong in both qualifying and practice session. So it's unfortunate to see him ending this race early.
Yeah, we had two surprising stand-up performers in qualifying, at least in my eyes, and that was Jensen. I can't anymore. My God, Dennis the Menace. Okay. Mr. Jensen 89. He qualified 8th and he didn't make it past turn 2. And now we've also lost Jujura, who's just brilliantly put himself into P2 in silver class. But you know, those are the signs that we usually see towards the end of the season for someone in silver class, and just the nature of silver class is that the guys fighting at the front of it will probably be promoted to pro class next year, and Jejura just lining himself up perfectly to maybe have a chance at challenging for that title in season 8. Now we see a picture we've seen before. That is the two Trigon racing cars, this time led by Ruben van den Herding, coming out to the back of the 59 car of Giorgio Arnidis, who's given them a hard time early, and he does not look like he wants to make a change of that. I don't think he knows about the blue flag rules. Oh no! He just slows down. I think he just slowed down there and gets punted around by Ruben. I'm going to have a look at the replay. I doubt it's going to be a penalty for Ruben. If it was, that would be really
Wikowski is making a move on Van Hudding.
No, I'm in the replay. I'm stuck in the replay. I'm going to go...
Van Hudding goes a little wide. I'm just going to explain what's going on. Wikowski is ahead of him at this point.
Okay, so... Now I didn't properly pay attention. We're gonna see replay of the overtake for the lead in a second. Here it goes. That is Ruben holding the outside, and I don't think he really defended that, so I think that is our answer. I don't know, did it look to you like he was giving it to him?
I didn't think it was a team order. I think it looked like a dive down from Wikowski.
Well, in that case, well done.
That's just me, though.
Well done. I don't know. I had a kind of bad camera angle. I just imagined that Ruben would cover the inside if he knew what was going on. Now, a stop-go 10 for Ioannidis. How are those even in the game? How do you do that? What? I've never seen that. I only know stop-go 30 in drive-through.
Maybe it's endangerment.
Yeah, but how about the game, though?
I don't know.
I've never gotten one. Blue flags are also not enforced by the game. They generally aren't in GT3 racing. They are here because of things like this.
Are blue flags not enforced in GT3?
Well, I think it depends on the series, but not in GT World Challenge.
Interesting.
Pretty sure they're not. And maybe they changed that, but I've heard that being said many times in chat by people who didn't respect the blue flag and were like, but it's like that in real life. Okay, so read the rule book. We know why we don't want it. It's it can you know, it decides some races that it shouldn't decide. I think that's the nicest way of putting it.
Curious to see the gap between Ruben and Brabner, but as of right now, I cannot see it.
Yep. Well, which means that it's massive, because we're just waiting for for Brabham to come across the timing line at the end of the back straight, which he does now, and then we have it at 21-second gap. That is commanding.
If this keeps up, we're gonna have a crazy final race of the season when it comes to the championship.
Yeah, this could just become one of the closest finales we've had so far. Chris is certainly going to incentivize his teammate Ruben to practice as hard as he can. He needs him to be there in this fight with him. He needs the 1-2, as there's a little bit of a mistake out of George. Basically, the way I see it is if Chris and Ruben 1-2 this race and the next one at the Nürburgring, then George needs to finish fourth in one of them, and then Chris wins the title. If it's you know, if it's always 1, 2, 3, Chris, Ruben, George, then George wins by 2 points. But if George is fourth in any of the races, then it's Chris's title.
That is so tight.
Yeah, and it's honestly it's a little bit sad for Chris. I mean, apart from the obvious elephant in the room, the disconnects at Laguna Seca. He did not come into this season hot. He was, he had a shocking first 3 races. Yeah, Nida's letting Salmon pass there. He, well, not shocking actually, but he was not on pace in Kyalami. Only managed P4, and then at Alton Park he was kind of nowhere. Finished 13th and 8th, and at that point I thought he was completely out of it. I thought it was Salmon who will take the fight to Brabner, and now look at it. It is the second to last race of the season, and Chris Witkowski is closer than he's ever been in any of the past seasons.
So let's see who else needs to pit. I think at this point probably
No one.
Everyone's pit.
Yeah. For the viewers mainly, you can see who needs to pit by the color of the thingy next to the driver number. If it's green, that means they have served their pit stops. If it's yellow and has a 1 in it, it means they have to stop once. Well, Ioannidis has to pit because he's gonna stop go 10, but everyone else is done with their stops, so it's 16 minutes straight racing to the end. Jensen's still going 2 laps down, but just getting the lap count up, getting the experience. Maybe at the Nürburgring it's gonna be his race. Oh no.
As this...
Yeah, Smelt is lagging for me. That is annoying. That looks brilliant. I don't know if you see the same, but Smelt is... Oh no, he's having a fun time. This battle's gonna be great to commentate. I think he's in a little bit of a dispute over the P1 in class with his teammate there. We've seen that in Pro class just earlier. And now Silver class is gonna come down to this. Oh my god. I don't know if you've got the stream open, but if you do take a look, it looks brilliant.
Oh jeez. I just saw it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I could fix it, but I'd have to reconnect. In fact, I'm just gonna do that. You make sure I don't miss anything, and if I do, it's radio commentary time.
Okay. Yeah. So how's everyone's days going?
Well, I am currently watching a rainy race at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. See, I was both wrong on both attempts in my intro. Just need to reconnect my broadcasting client and we're good to go.
Sure.
Okay. Broadcasting, and we're going. Okay. And Chris now at the front, honestly checking out a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if Ruben wasn't giving it his all anymore. I mean, Ruben is lapping a second slower than his best lap time consistently now. Chris is doing the same, but only half a second down. I think they're just chilling and getting the car home to the end, and that is the reasonable thing to do, you know. No one is gonna remember the glory of how you beat your PB by 1/10, but everyone's gonna remember the disaster of you throwing it into the wall because you were hunting the 10th. So,
yeah.
Very reasonable there.
Yeah, and we see Ben Luce 0.3 behind Noppin, hunting him down in his no-name car.
And
down the back straight.
Yeah. And for Silver Class Championship, by the way, they run the F1 point system, which means that right now Visser in third will gain 15 points, Loos in P5 in class would gain 10 points, so Visser gains he effectively gains 5, and so Visser would be he would gain 15 points, so he would be at 104. Ben Loos would be gaining 10, so he would be at 92.5, and Kessel would gain 18 or 25, depending on how this ends with Smelt. And with 18, he would be, I can't do maths, on 96.5. So just about, you know, somewhat comfortable gap for Visser. But if Kessel manages to win this from his teammate in the late stages, then it gets uncomfortable for Jurien. Basically, this summary. That all is setting us up for a really exciting final round to the season. I'm so hyped for it. Nürburgring is gonna be good.
Yeah.
I can flex with being able to pronounce corner names. All of the things important to me.
Just something that we were talking about before. Ollie Stricker's teammate is actually Jurien Visser.
Oh. Well, only 7 rounds into the season, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I did not know that, no. They don't run the same livery either, so... But my veto guess was 100% off, because I should know that he's Sam's teammate, my god. Wait, what happened to Chavinsky, by the way? He's in 8th now, he was running 5th. Oh no. That is sad, but it's damage limitation. Still gonna be a good race for him, but just not the result he wants.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the annoying thing here. Everyone just, like... Oh, what's that? That's the 3... Oh, that's Chikeka off. Chikeka
Oh,
has...
yeah. And he has retired.
Yep. 21 remaining. Leonidas has retired as well, by the way. After 6 laps down, he decided, nah, can't be bothered anymore. He has shown great mental fortitude. Even resisting the most aggressive lights flashing and blue flags waving, but you know, it's the end of the road.
It's six laps down. That's where I draw the line.
Exactly. Exactly 6 laps.
Yeah.
You could probably calculate it in kilometers. Like, if I'm 25 kilometers behind you, I'm gonna give up. But we're getting a good fight now. Sam Chumley, who
George Brabner, touching to the sand, and possibly, I think Salmonen's too far behind. But if Salmonen was a bit closer, he could have capitalized on that mistake. That's definitely gonna wake George up.
Yeah.
That little mistake could cost him P3.
Yeah, it could. Just, you know, cruising is not an option with Salmonen behind you.
Definitely.
And
that was almost half his car on the sand. He started to turn out a little bit. He was able to catch it though.
Yeah,
Salmonen,
so,
0.6 behind him now.
Yeah, scary stuff, and that could develop into a fight. Just Salmonen needs the pace to actually, you know, fight this on merit and not just pray for the mistakes of George, because they are rare. We saw one of them there. No one knows if there's gonna be another one.
Another fight.
Yeah.
Sorry. Another fight going on right now is Sam Chumley with Antoine Olivet. Actually, they're right. He's right behind him. So we could be seeing some action from them as well coming towards the end of the race. And now we're less than 10 minutes to the end of the race. So things are going to start to, I wouldn't say settle down, but...
Actually, I was going to say they spice up, because there is just the pressure. If you want to make a move, you need to make it now. Kessel needs to win the Silver Class race to get himself into a good position for the final race. And Chumley, he's been outstanding today. He's collided with George right at the start, and he's bounced right back. He was last after turn 3 on lap 1, and now 52 laps later he finds himself fighting over a top 5 spot against the Bentley of Olivet. Also, I'm just... Wait, what's the yellow flag? That's the 87, so los. Wait, I need to check something out. Am I being dumb right now? No, that's not what I want. God damn! That's what I want to see. Can you look into the Bentley?
Look into it?
Yeah.
Which one?
What is going on here? Why can I see the engine? The Bentley of Antoine. Look at the stream. It's exclusive revelations here. I've never noticed that. What?
I don't know what... Oh.
Can you see that too?
I think I see you. Oh, that thing. Yeah, I noticed that today too.
Is that normal or is it a bug? Like, what?
I think it's... I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's normal because I didn't notice it before, but yeah, that looks like, I don't know, like part of the drive shaft. It could be... It could be for...
Yeah. As a...
Easy maintenance.
Yeah, as a student of mechanical engineering, I can tell you it looks like it's made out of some sort of metal. Let me actually check another... Oh wait, who's that? Someone's off. Just being lapped by the leaders. Oh wait, there's actually a fight between the two Strickers, by the way. And
is there really? Yeah, there is.
What are you doing, Step Stricker? And it was Betch who was off, by the way, just to give that some closure. And it is Ollie in the purple Bentley against the Danish Bentley of his twin brother Chris Stricker. And yeah, I can see the engines too. What is that? What?
It's very interesting.
Why is it open?
Is that something that I don't know. Why would you not have something over that? Very strange.
In race replace. I don't know. That doesn't look safe to me. I don't know. Okay.
Let's just replace the entire drive shaft in the middle of a race.
Yeah, we're just we're just getting a big vacuum cleaner and sucking that engine out of that hole, and then just put in a new one, like one of those bottled chips, you know. You put them in there a good bit bigger in the inside. No, it wouldn't be the engine because it's front engine. I'm actually dumb, but you know what I mean.
It's a little storage area if you want to keep your snacks. Oh!
Huh?
Oh, okay. I thought Christian Stricker went off.
Yeah.
But it looked like he was just diving to the side.
Yeah, it's actually an opening, so the engineers in the pit stop can put canned beans in there, and then after the stint they're gonna be hot, and then they can take him out and eat them. It's actually genius. You just wouldn't understand it. That's what's going on there. As Chris now dives to the outside, but he's not gonna find any success there. Longer travel range, no way to get past there, but Ollie a little bit tight into turn 3. Maybe he's gonna be vulnerable at the exit. Maybe.
Just trying to keep a little...
Oh, is the move on? It is not. But this is spicy. I wouldn't like to be Ollie in this scenario. But...
They're just giving us something to look at right now. Oh, jeez! Oh, that was just uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, which is why I didn't show it. Yeah. It's because I knew that whatever that is was gonna happen. It's not because I just looked away. Yeah. I'm a pro at the camera. Anyways, they're on the main straight. The fight is on between Sam Chumley and Antoine Oliver, and I think he's closer than ever. We've got 0.1 seconds. Can he find the slipstream? He also goes to the outside because Antoine's just covering the inside, and we're getting an action replay of what the Stricker brothers did just half a minute ago. Sam can't go past.
Yeah, it looks like that's just not a great place to overtake unless you're on the inside.
Yeah, but how do you find the inside is the problem, basically.
Yeah.
But now on the outside again, it's just... Antoine just always expertly covers the inside before Sam can throw anything his way, and it just slows both of them down, but no move is happening. But for silver class, and this is big. Wait, they changed positions. I think that was actually a team order there, because Bas Kessel is now leading Jasper Smelt in silver class. And they are teammates, and that is huge for the championship. And Visser is breathing down their necks. This is P1 and P3 in silver class, fighting it out. Oh, actually, the Lexuses go side by side. Never mind the team orders. I'm probably wrong there. Kessel now on the inside with the 38 car, Smelt on the outside in the 22 car, and they run side by side. Visser, our championship leader, right behind him. And if something was to happen, oh, he wouldn't spill a single tear. He would be ecstatic about that as Smelt retakes the lead in silver class in the 3. You could throw a blanket over them. Terrible exit from Bas Kessel. The inside line into Kamsa goes to Yuri and Visser, who is not able to carry enough momentum around that corner. But with the inside line, I think that Kessel should be able to defend this. This is huge for the championship there in silver class. And the 38 keeps the position just about. It is oh so close, but Kessel holds on, and Visser is not going to let him rest for the past 3 minutes, for the remaining 3 minutes of this race. And neither is Chumley. He finally finds the inside into turn 1 there in pro class for P4. And gets that one done. So Olive just at the end doesn't cover the inside for once, and he pays the price right away.
If I was Smelt and Kessel's team principal, I would have such high blood pressure right now. Fighting like that is gonna compromise your fight with the person behind you as well, just like we saw with Visser almost getting a position ahead of I think it was Kessel, which is completely possible when you're fighting with someone and your teammate. That's just, yeah, that was not
I mean,
never a fun situation to be in.
That was just an absolutely clear statement that that Jasper does not care about his mate's championship fight, and that they probably did not talk the situation through before the start of this race. As the 49, which is not Betch, who is the 49, goes off again. It's Ollie! Ollie's off! Oh, he's just bottled it on his own. We just see the replay, the back end of that. So, ow. Yeah. Now it's gotta be hopeful that the drive shaft didn't, you know, slide out of that hole in the back of the car.
That would be slightly bad.
Slightly
you have to push
bad.
it the rest of the way. You can stick your feet in the bottom of the floorboards and Flintstone it.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Do you not know who the Flintstones are?
I do not know. I am.
You don't know the Flintstones? Is that an American thing?
I mean, I think I've heard the name, but I've never. Is it like a cartoon?
Oh.
Anyways,
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
I didn't know how to react to it. I assumed it was a reference everyone except me got. There goes Visser now for second place, last lap. No, probably second to last lap of the race, and he's not making it stick. And I don't know if it's the last lap of the race, because Kwiatkowski is just entering the last sector, and I don't think he's making the line in 11 seconds. So he's actually really close to just, crowning himself the race winner of the 7th race this season, and he does exactly so. Comes around the final corner, there's the checkered flag, and Chris Kwiatkowski wins an absolutely convincing race and has done everything in his power, together with his teammate, to somehow keep the championship dream alive and carry it over to Germany, where the decider will be between him and George Brabner, who just needs to save himself over 3 corners ahead of Jannis Salmon, and I think he's just about gonna manage to do that. So Brabner comes third, Jannis Salmon in 4th, and it's going to be Chumley and Oliver. But what's happening in silver class? And final overtaking opportunity. So to get in there, I don't think Visser doesn't have this. It just needs to be a control drive through the last half of the racetrack for Bas Kessel to gain 3 points in the championship and put himself into a somewhat solid position for the season finale. Still, Visser is gonna be the favorite going into that for sure. Oliver has in the meantime finished in 6th, Higgins 7th, Chavinsky saves P8, and then there come the silver class boys with Smelt potentially struggling across the line. Are we getting a photo finish as his teammate puts himself alongside on the inside? Is he gonna let him pass by with a lift on the line? I don't think so. Smelt saves himself, and the train of silver class with one of the closest 3-man finishes I've seen in a while. That is 3/10 covering all of them. Smelt wins from Kessel, then Visser, and then it's gonna be Stricker and Noppen running out this race. And the race did get absolutely spicy in the final 10 minutes of it there.
Yeah, if that start-finish line was... Oh, Chris Kwiatkowski disqualified?
Yeah, that doesn't...
But if that start-finish straight was only, 100 meters further, I think that Visser could have got a good run on Kessel. He was so close to overtaking him.
I wonder what's going on with Chris. It was probably a bug because
I don't know how he could have gotten disqualified without any kind of penalties beforehand.
Was it stop time? Nah, surely not. Would have been disqualified right away. I mean, he wasn't. He probably drove the wrong way, like in the post race, something like that. I can't imagine him actually being disqualified.
No, that would be horrible.
If so, we would probably have a new champion now, but I don't want to do the math on that one. I'm gonna update you next week. We're back into brilliant sunshine here at Catalonia now that the race has ended, of course. Amazing. thanks to Michael for being in the chat, of course. Hope to see you again next week. Get well soon. Thanks to everyone who was active and was watching that. Also to the people watching it back. Thanks to you, of course, for joining me in the commentary booth. It's been a great one. And
yeah, that was a good race. A lot of action, especially at the end. A lot of crazy battles going on. It was a blast to watch.
Yeah, and if this grid can deliver like this at Catalonia, which has a long straight, but it's not too easy to overtake on, and they can make it exciting in the rain like that, then surely you need to check out the championship decider, the final race, round 8 of season 7. Chris Witkowski versus George Brabner is going down to the wire, and you should all check it out when it goes live on the 15th of November, next week, Monday. Same time as always. Stay safe, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.